I think what you saw tonight, you've been seeing all year in our conference, you're seeing around the country, is the parity in college basketball. And, understanding that not only do we have parity in our league, we really have some good teams from top to bottom. And we knew that coming into the conference tournament that anybody could beat anybody, and I think you've seen that with both early games tonight. But I'm very proud of my team as a whole, and especially the seniors that have given so much. And the two guys up here are going to be remembered for a long time at CMU about what they were able to accomplish on the court, and hopefully that they were able to set the table for the next group that are underclassmen now, and the next group that will be coming in, that will represent the maroon and gold and the future of CMU.
Looking at the final minute of the game, diagnose, I guess, what do you think went wrong?
Well, I don't know that there's anything necessarily that went wrong. I think over a game, and you get into the last minute, you miss a free throw here or there, they make a shot. I think we were in the right position. You just give credit to Bowling Green that they made the big play, got the big rebound, turned us over at the right time. Felt like we were in a pretty good position to be able to have success, but sometimes it just comes down to making plays, and you've got to tip your hat to them of being able to come up with some big ones.
John, you end up with 4 3-pointers for the team tonight. You were 0 for 3. Shooting in the arena, big difference for you. You guys have been here before, but is there a big difference as a shooter when you're shooting in this environment?
I think maybe there's a different backdrop than what you're used to, but I think regardless, I think that's something that you see between gym to gym. Obviously you get used to shooting in your home gym, but other than that, I think we got good shots from good shooters, and tonight they just didn't fall.
Chris and John, your seniors, this is your last MAC game. What are your emotions right now?
We feel terrible.
It seemed like Lillard could hit from anywhere today. What was making him so special out there, and how did you guys try and defend him?
Well, he's a good basketball player. He made some tough shots, and he made some very good moves. And, he had his night.
I think, too, you're looking at a very talented, versatile player. And when someone is able to score in many different ways, it puts pressure on you, because you can't just guard him with a bigger player or a smaller, quicker player. He's able to do things, by shooting from the outside, but also taking it to the basket, and obviously has that athleticism as well.
Chris, on the final play when you brought the ball up, what happened in that? What happened there?
I made a move to the right, sweep the ball over his head, and I should have shot it. And I tried to I thought that some of my teammates were going to stay on the perimeter. They came in thinking that I was going to shoot, so they were getting ready for the offensive rebound, and I made the wrong play, and I should have shot it.
So what's next for you guys? Are you looking toward any type of postseason berth?
Well, I think, this is such a special group that we've been able to put together that, we're hopeful, in talking with the postseason tournaments, that I know that this group would like to not have this be our last memory. Most teams will finish with a loss, but to be able to continue to play basketball is something that a lot of teams don't have that opportunity to do right now. So we'll be on the phones with the various postseason tournaments and see where where our standing is. So it's our hope that we'll continue playing, possibly even to be able to play in Mount Pleasant. I know our fans haven't had that in the community, haven't had that opportunity to come and watch a postseason game in the history, and our students back in town. If we were so fortunate, that would be I think a really good positive for our younger players, but also for our seniors that I think when you look at that group, not only have they had a great experience, not only have they helped our program, but it's not going to be surprising that these guys are going to have opportunities past CMU. They're going to have great careers in whatever they go in, but I think there are also going to be some basketball to be played for these guys, and I know the opportunity to put the uniform on for as long as they can do that is something that they would look forward to doing.
John, can you talk about, and Chris, maybe you can too, but what these 4 years have meant to you and what you've done for this program from when you came in, from where it was to where it is now? Can you talk about that process and how you feel about that?
I guess first I would say, I'm grateful and thankful for the opportunity to be able to play at Central Michigan for 4 years. Coach Davis and his staff and all of the Central Michigan community for sticking with us. It was a process, and I think it's not going to sink in just now for a while after something like this. But I think when we look back at it, we'll be able to look back at all the great friends that we were able to make between our teammates, and I know that especially us seniors will be close for the rest of our lives. So I guess we're just grateful and thankful for the opportunity that we were given.
Coach Duran fouled out, and Luke was on the bench for most of the game. Was it just one of those days for them, and were you comfortable going with the smaller lineup?
Well, I think as we continue to look forward, to hopefully some postseason play this year, but the future of the program, the Luke Meyer and Duran Scott have been incredible for us. That they show glimpses of them becoming great players and great defensive players, as well as able to score. And sometimes the being young, you have to learn by being in it. And I think that the foul trouble that Duran had, some things defensively that we weren't able to cover up in the second half, led us to not only do we not shoot well, from three or from the line, but we give up the 70% in the second half. And then you look at that and you think, well, how in the world does that go down to the last shot? Well, that's because we've got a group that really cares and is able to fight as hard as they can. So, and that younger group is going to be fun to watch, in the next few years. All right, thank you.